Welcome to the Designated Drinker Show, the podcast that's raising the bar on craft cocktails. I'm your host, Louise Solis, and with me once again is a very talented friend of mine who is also my Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael all rolled up into one. Our guest barkeep, it's Dwayne.
How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Living the dream.
Where are you coming from?
Oh, I am all the way in the basement that my wife likes to call the dungeon. I'm at home in Bowie.
There you go. She likes to keep you there, huh?
Oh, yeah. I'm not allowed out without notice.
Well, it's one way to keep you in line. Got to keep you on a short leash.
More like chains, but we won't go there.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, brother. So, beyond the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being a 4, did you know the number 4 actually has great significance? So did you know the number 4 is a number for stability and order? And it also symbolizes a strong foundation. Kind of makes sense. There are 4 cardinal points, meaning north, east, west, and south. I did that kind of odd. There are also 4 elements with earth, air, fire, and water. There are 4 winds, there are 4 phases of the moon, and there are 4 seasons, of course, which, Dwayne, you might know a little something about the 4 seasons.
Just a touch.
Just a little bit. And then, of course, there's one other. It's the 4-leaf clover. And, of course, we all seek that one out for the promises of good luck that comes with it. So all this 4 and this luck that I'm talking about brings me to today's designated drinker, because we are lucky to have him once again. He's making his 4th appearance on the show. It's the multi-talented Chris Bassett. Welcome back, Chris.
Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for having me back again. 4 times. Wow.
Yeah.
What'd you come back for?
Oh, R.
R.
Well, and Dwayne, this is your appearance on the show as well. So thanks to both you guys for coming back and hanging out.
Of course, absolutely.
So, Chris, what the hell have you been up to these days?
Man, since the last time I was on, not much. Watching my wife on TV and kind of hanging out. COVID, obviously, terrible for the restaurant industry. So I've just been really sitting at home, doing a lot of cooking, some catering, some online chef classes, and a lot of drinking. Of drinking.
Yeah,
so
you are not alone on that one.
No, I don't imagine that I am. But hey,
I'm a professional. This is my job. So,
Yeah.
So you're kind of just hanging out being a kept man. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I still have to work. She's not paying my way. As much as I would love to use her as a retirement plan, she's already made it very clear that that's never going to happen. So
she's a very smart woman. Very smart.
And he's drinking responsibly.
At home.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I drink right here.
There it is.
All about being responsible.
Absolutely. So tell me about this online cooking class. What's that all about?
Yeah, so a company that I've been with now for a little over a year, Hungry. The company is called Hungry. Their website is tryhungry.com. And basically they're a third-party outlet to connect people with chefs for private events and catering events. So, they do mostly, before COVID, it was like office luncheons, happy hours and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Obviously with COVID and everyone, teleworking and working from home, they had to really change their business model. And it's been great. They started doing, Hungry at Home, where, you as a family go on their website, find a menu that you like, pick a chef, and have food delivered directly to your door, which was great. And then for businesses, with everyone being at home and you don't get that camaraderie or the workplace, your work friends or whatever, how do you keep those employees engaged, right? So they started doing these virtual chef experiences. So company signs up, anybody within the company that wants to join, they pick a chef. And so I'm actually doing one tonight, margaritas and shrimp tacos right after this. So I'm not, I'm going to be drinking all day, which is great. I'm going to drink with you guys. I'm going to drink with tacos and margaritas. But yeah, so they sign up and we do like an hour cooking class. I said this one is shrimp tacos. So we're doing some shrimp tacos, obviously. We're doing a little pico de gallo and some elote.
Nice. So Dwayne, Chris is kind of like in between you and I where we are. We could just kind of like roll up and just hang outside the window and it'd still be COVID free or safe, and he could just like throw food at us.
I'll catch some shrimp tacos and margaritas.
Right?
Hilarious. Well, that's awesome. So can like anyone sign up for that then? Like if I
Absolutely. Yeah. You go to their website, like I said, tryhungry.com. Info, drop down, contact us, all the standard issue stuff. But you can literally search a chef or cuisine that you're looking for. And they're located, they started here in the DMV area. Their headquarters is in Arlington, but they've also now got outlets in Philadelphia, New York, Boston, Atlanta, Austin, and like two others, I think, that I can't remember off the top of my head now. So they're growing. It's a great company. And so, a lot of my, for these virtual chef experiences, it's great. Obviously I get a little bit of exposure being on that silly reality show because of my wife. So, I get people who ask for me, all over the country, which is great. And I've had I did one a few weeks ago where I did the same menu 3 times in the day because this company, it was literally, the class is an hour, have an hour break, do another class, hour break, do another class, because they had clients in London, New York, and on the West Coast. So
that makes sense.
Boom, boom. And so, that's, I think, one of the great things about COVID, if you can say that there's a great thing. Zoom, obviously, right? What we're doing right now. It's being able to connect all these people, and it just works, and be able to do a lot of different things. It's changing things, and so it's worked out for me. I don't have to leave my house now to cook. I can do it right here.
That's hilarious. And then your lovely wife, Candace, gets obviously to taste all the goodies that you're making along the way.
Yeah, she benefits out of all of it. Yeah. Plus, it saves me.
Something out of the deal.
Look, plus it saves me. I don't have to think about what's for dinner. What am I going to cook for dinner night? What do you want for dinner night, dear? Hey, we're eating shrimp tacos. So some nights, some weeks we're at shrimp tacos 4 nights a week. It is what it is. Take it or leave it.
That's hilarious. So are you doing all right still being a part of the reality show? Dwayne, if you don't know, Chris's lovely, lovely wife, Candace Dillard Bassett, is on Real Housewives of Potomac. And so every once in a while, you'll see Chris pop on. And I even made one of the episodes, which was hilarious.
Yes,
and I made the wedding cut. And
you did.
Do you know how many people hit me up when it was like a 30-second, and I said... Right. Yeah. And I was getting off a plane, and my LinkedIn just started blowing up. Of all places, my LinkedIn started blowing up, and and it was all about, did we just see you on Real Housewives of Potomac? Were you at the wedding? And I was like,
I was at the wedding.
Literally, I made like 30-second cut.
Hey, people still talk about that open bar. I was
the bar back.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't imagine. Shout out to Spilled Milk, who was the catering company for our wedding. I hope we didn't kill their liquor budget for the year, because open bar, we paid for it, but the amount of alcohol that we were drinking, I just can't imagine they made any money on the alcohol side of it. But at least they got exposure. I'm sure their LinkedIn was blowing up too, right? Because we mentioned a whole bunch about them on the show. It was really great. They did an amazing job with all the food in the bar and everything there. So
everything was obviously fantastic and beautiful. So, and
I had nothing to do with any of that.
Oh yeah, you just showed up.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone apologize for their amount of consumption on a prepaid menu. Kudos to you, chef, because
it was anyway. But yes,
Dwayne, if you haven't seen it, you should go find it and check it out. The wedding, I swear, Candace, I was joking. I tell her, you must have killed like 8 acres of white roses.
We're just going to call it the wedding.
Man.
Yes.
I fought a lot of that stuff, the entire process, and I lost every single battle.
So you're a better man for it today, right?
I am. But I tell you what, when I did walk in there, when I walked in and I saw everything, I was like, wow, this is amazing. So
yeah.
But that's what the women do, right? I just sit back and I had control over the food though. So
she gave you something. That's good. We all need purpose in the world.
Yeah, right. Purpose. Yeah.
I had purpose in I had control over the writing the check.
There you go.
Yeah, that too.
Hilarious. So, what do you think about doing a little bit of a cocktail action now? What do you think?
You guys thirsty?
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, it's that time. In fact, I'm probably a little overdue.
Oh, well, Chef, I'm interested in your perspective on what are we drinking today?
We're doing the Bronx Cocktail today.
We're gonna need some gin, some vermouths. Grab your gin, your sweet vermouth, and some orange juice.
Yeah,
And if you have any bitters, Angostura belongs in everything. So,
I agree.
how do we want to build? This is one of those riffs. People aren't sure where it ends up, right? Some people classify it as a martini, but because of the orange juice, people think of it as a regular long drink. It's shaken, but it ends up somewhere in between a long drink and that martini, because we're still going to put it in an up glass or
So
a
let me
martini
ask
glass.
Can I ask you
What's
this?
that?
What can I ask you this? What do you mean when you say long?
So when I say long, you think of a drink that's shaken with ice and usually served over ice in a tall glass, right? So
Gotcha.
you think about your sours or your all your rocks drinks, your highballs. Those are considered long drinks. They've been lengthened
Gotcha.
with a little bit of dilution, right? Or you have your martini, your classic builds where the dilution's stirred in and they're served up to stay cold. This is kind of in between with the orange juice. We're still gonna shake it. We're still gonna drink it up. And it's a fun drink. It's a really fun drink that challenges people. They don't know, a lot of people say they don't like gin or they don't like vermouth. Well, this is full of gin and full of vermouth. A little orange juice and a little bit of Trinidadian heaven. Oh wait, that's my nickname. We're gonna go ounce and a half of dry gin, something dry. I don't know what you have. I'm pouring Bulldog.
In our tin, right?
Yes.
Go straight into your tins.
Okay. How much did you say? An ounce and a half?
Ounce and a half. How do you measure?
With my...
There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Always.
Always. Got to measure.
Then if you wanted to go into...
And you might pour a little extra. It won't hurt, though.
Some people do parts. Some people do ounces. Some people do milliliters. Whatever it is. It's about 1 part vermouth to a little less than 1 part vermouth to 2 parts gin. However, if that makes sense to you, it makes sense to you. But we can speak in ounces right now. So I did 1.5 ounces of the gin. We're gonna do 3/4 ounce of sweet vermouth. And then just a 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. And I gotta say this because people say they don't like vermouth. A lot of people are like, oh gosh, gin and vermouth, I've had that before, I don't want that. Just addressing the vermouth. Keep your vermouth in the refrigerator, please.
Always.
I don't know anyone that buys a bottle of wine, drinks a glass tonight, leaves it out for a month, comes back to that bottle, and decides to have another glass of wine and expects it to taste good. It just doesn't happen. I don't care how much you spend on that bottle of wine. You buy a $700 bottle of Chateau and you only have 1 glass, you're gonna protect the rest of that bottle. Protect the vermouth. Put it in the refrigerator.
Agreed.
All right. All liquid in the tin.
Alrighty, now what are you guys doing for orange juice?
I have a fresh
Fresh.
orange.
I have oranges.
Yeah, that's what I did. I quartered it right up.
Did you squeeze it already?
I did.
I'm about to
Alrighty.
right now.
We're gonna do, all right, we'll wait for Louise.
Always.
This is called the magic show. Look, I happen to have some right here.
All right. Done.
Give yourself a full ounce of that orange juice.
Okay, I probably should squeeze the other quarter then.
And where is my brother? The other half of that Trinidadian magic.
Oh, you put the bitters right into the...
A little Angostura
Can't forget that.
can go into everything. What's that?
Right into the tin then.
Right in.
Okay. And
You
how much
don't
do I
want to
want?
put too much. Just a dash is all you need. 1 dash is all you should put, okay? 1 dash. I happen to love Angostura bitters.
Nothing wrong with
So
that.
my hand gets a little bit going. I should have asked you to chill your glass first.
Oh, what kind of glass do you
But-
want me to have?
I'm going into fancy
Okay.
up glass, martini glass. So my glass is now frosted and chilled.
Oh, wow.
Put a little ice in your tins. And shake the bejesus out of it.
Okay. My thing is I always have a hard time getting the tin apart. There we
Use
go.
inertia.
Inertia.
And if you have a strainer, strain it. If you don't have a strainer, crack the egg like Chef's doing.
Oh, yes.
Now, anytime I put sweet vermouth into a drink, the garnish has to be an orange peel. I don't care what anyone says, unless there's dry vermouth in the drink, then I always put a lemon peel. Because there's more sweet than dry today, I'm going orange peel.
Okay, I was confused with that. So do you like a little quarter? Do you like a whole peel? What would you like? What do you suggest?
I just like a little sliver,
Just a little
because
sliver?
if you've seen us do before, just want to get those oils out over the top of the drink.
Okay.
Essential oils. Love them.
Then just, massage the glass. Put those oils right on top. I even put it down on the side, on the base. And then you can put this in or out. That's up to you. I don't care. Yeah. You get the idea, because when you serve this to your guest, when they take this glass and they pick it up, the first thing they're gonna get is that orange. When they put that glass down, they still got orange. It becomes part of them, and it reminds them, hey, I got a beautiful drink over there. Let me get back to it.
Absolutely.
Alrighty? Cheers to both of you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yes.
Oh, this is really lovely.
Lovely.
Oh, I don't know who doesn't like vermouth. I really, really enjoy vermouth, actually.
Look, I tell you, vermouth is underrated, right? It's making a comeback, right, in the cocktail world. It's been out there for a little bit.
It's been back for a while, but vermouth and sherry operate in that same wheelhouse where it's misunderstood, and where sherry is often fortified and has enough booze that it can survive a little bit longer on the shelf. Yep. I keep my sherry in the refrigerator as well. The vermouth, it changes so much if you just leave it out. And just take care of the vermouth and it'll take care of you. I go out and I drink vermouth and soda. I mean, I love this stuff.
Oh, me too.
That's what I was just going to say. Especially in the summertime. Ice cube, vermouth, classic.
Little twist or a slice of orange.
Yeah.
Yep.
I learned to, and this sounds all bougie, but I learned to drink that sitting on the mountainside of Barcelona, eating paella, looking over the Med. Yeah, and mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, looking over the what?
The Mediterranean. The Med.
Oh, okay. I thought the Med.
Yeah, the Med. That's what we call it.
You know, as we say in Barcelona.
Barcelona. Right. Barcelona.
We were in Barthy, and Barthy looking out over the Med.
With our vermouth and paella.
Yeah. Paella. We call it PJ. Mm-hmm. No, we were watching the Boers.
For sure.
The Boers.
Yeah. Run.
This is just, people get upset with me when I say I don't like, being from the food industry, and I don't like wine.
Oh.
I don't like wine. If you give me wine, I want to be eating food.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I enjoy wine with food, right? But if I go to a bar and you're giving me wine, give me a cocktail, right? I'd much rather have a cocktail, or give me a vermouth, give me a sherry, give me something I can really enjoy. Wine for me needs to be dancing with something else. And I think that's the beauty of wine. That pairing and balance with food is what is most important when drinking wine. Outside of that, you're just getting tannins and looking for something else to follow it with, right?
Right.
And
That big bold red at the bar.
yeah,
And your cheek going like this. Yeah. What about champagne though? There's always time for champagne.
yeah, you're right. Bubbles is a different experience.
Right. I agree. I'm with you with the food though. I gotta have the food. Like I mean, I enjoy wine. I just let me toot my horn. I also have a sommelier certification in case anyone was wondering. But
What level?
But yeah. I find it very difficult to come home and just be like, you know what? I want a glass of wine with nothing. Like I want the cocktail,
a bottle of wine,
or the bourbon, or yeah.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I'm with you. So look, hold on. Let me toot his other side of his horn. I too hold a sommelier certificate, which makes my statement so blasphemous.
I agree with you 100%.
And I am not a somm, and I love wine. And I drink it all the time.
It's noon. Where is it?
But now it depends. Okay, but I am very, depends on, like, obviously time of year, and it doesn't always have to pair with food, but it has to do, when I have certain foods, I definitely pair. Like, there are certain things that I will definitely do. Like, I enjoy rosé, but I don't really eat a lot of foods with it. Like, I don't say, but if I'm going to have certain cheeses, I absolutely have that. I want that, that red to accompany that. And so, but again, I've
I'm
always
with you
said,
on that. Some white crisp wines, some of those white crisp wines you can drink for no reason just because it's the weather is the weather.
Yeah.
Or oysters don't really count as food, and oysters in a nice acidic bright wine, amazing. But I will tell you some wines that I do enjoy, and they're the cheapest wines I've ever had. Whenever you're in Europe and they just bring you that wine to drink as if it were water.
Yeah.
You mean the big jug of Paisano that I love to drink? Yeah.
Jug of wine. Yeah.
It's just basically all the wine from the glasses that were left the night before. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, whatever
they
works.
add enough water to it, and no one does this. No one does this. They do this.
Yes.
More.
That's right.
With the show, I always have people who ask me, what should I drink? I don't like this, but should I drink it? And I was like, there's no shit in this. The last time I checked, you have one damn liver. Just burn it on whatever you absolutely enjoy. Yeah. There's no wrong. Unless you leave your vermouth out on the counter, and then that's wrong.
Yes, very, very. Yeah, I get people in my cooking classes all the time. They want to know, what should I pair with this, and what should I pair, and blah, blah, blah. And, I'll give you the standard. Oh, you got red meat. Maybe you want a red, and it's chicken or fish. It's light. Maybe you do a white wine. But at the end of the day, drink what you like. Who cares? Absolutely. You're the one drinking it, not me. I can sit here and tell you that, like Dwayne said, the chateau, right, with your filet mignon. Sure, go for it. It's going to be amazing. But maybe you don't like that wine. Maybe to you, that tastes like dirt. It tastes like forest floor, and the last thing you want to eat is leaves with your filet mignon.
It's exactly
yes. It's got an earthy characteristic similar to horse saddle.
Right. Who comes up with this shit?
Has anyone? We do.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We do. Does anyone remember a New Orleans chef by the name of Justin Wilson? Mm-hmm. He used to go by "You Stand." He'd say "You Stand," and he would talk with a thick accent. And when he's cooking, and he was always cooking with wine and drinking wine.
Yeah, sure.
And the question they say, people always ask me, "You Stand, what kind of wine you cook that with?" He said, the kind of wine you like.
Exactly.
If I can't drink it, I'm not bringing it into my house. And he said, if it's too nasty to drink, it's not coming in my house. And if it's too expensive to cook with, what the hell I want that for?
Was that the guy with the little bow tie, or the little tie, the tiny little funny little tie?
Yes.
So
he looked like Colonel Sanders.
He did.
That funny tie has a name.
It was not a bolo tie.
No, and I forget what it's called, and I should remember, but.
Oh, look at you pouring in some more. So, Chris, what else you got going? What's cooking? Are you guys you gonna tell us all the inside scoop of what's happening on Real Housewives?
Oh man, I'm ready for this season to be over, to be quite honest, and we're only halfway done. It's just a lot, man. This season was rough for my wife for a lot of reasons, but
Yeah.
I was actually very jealous this year. The ladies on their cash trip, they got to go to Portugal, and by Portugal, they actually went to Madeira.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was jealous for multiple reasons. One, because I've never been. Two, I'm a huge fan of port. And three, Cristiano Ronaldo is probably my favorite soccer player of all time. And that's where he was born, and they have a whole entire museum dedicated to him. So I stayed home. But what I did learn is about
Pancha. Did it hurt?
Huh?
Pancha. I said, did it hurt? You said you learned. I said, did
it
hurt?
No, I didn't hurt. Not this shiny dome piece. No, Pancha. I'd never heard of Pancha before. And apparently that's all they drink in Madeira. And it's like a fruity liquor. And they drink it over ice. They add soda to it. It's basically, if I had to put it into something, it's like a rum punch.
Gotcha. But they don't export it. Oh, wait. Look at this.
Pacharan.
Oh, what is that?
Pacharan.
Oh, is that how you say that? So
Patxaran. So a sweet name for it might be pacha.
Yeah. Look, I got a bottle right here.
We got bottles all over the place. What you want here?
This is the great thing about having people who have great industry background, like you both, behind the bar. Because Chris has been a guest barkeep on the show. He's very talented, obviously, his culinary background. So it's kind of great having you guys on the show.
Chris used to work with
Tangerina. So this is a small little bottle.
Oh, puncha. So that is a punch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this one.
That's like Mad Dog.
This one is original. I'm not sure what original is. Let me just open it. I haven't had this one.
What did it say? A pescado? It's fish punch?
Oh, this one, no, pescado. It does say de Madeira a pescador. See, yeah. It's for the fish. And it's good enough for fish. It's good enough for me.
There you go.
I think this one is like a lime-ish one. But yeah, she brought back a whole bunch of them. They're actually pretty good. I just put it over the ice. It's super sweet, but
yeah. We went to Dave and I went to Lisbon a couple of years ago, and the really wonderful thing about going into a country that is so, and I know this doesn't. We just had this conversation. You guys don't drink a lot of wine, but they're really interesting to see what doesn't get exported outside of the country, and the beautiful wines that they have there. I did not hurt for a single glass, but I unfortunately can't get most of it here because they're all such small batch or small wineries producing this beautiful
Tell me,
wine.
what are you eating with those wines?
Those are the best ones, though.
Oh, amazing Portuguese food. It's the beautiful thing about Portugal, which I didn't know much about the country other than negative things before I got there. Their role in the world kind of stuff. Like the food is like this. It's this beautiful mix of food from all around the world. And I will say that men are very beautiful. I was there for a day without Dave, and I sent him a text. I'm like, you better hurry up.
Cristiano Ronaldo, right? He's from there. If they all look like him.
Well, they got this. You got like Spanish or Portuguese blood, but then you have the Moorish blood. So you've got the dark.
Right, because they're right there on the coast there. You could spit on across the Straits of Gibraltar, if I'm not mistaken. That's what that is, right?
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, it's like it's nothing to get into Morocco from there. So.
Now my head is hurting. Too much knowledge I had to talk about.
And all you were worried about is not getting enough puncha. She's over there with all the beautiful boys.
That's right.
Well, I will say the women were quite beautiful as well, and I will say that because everyone thought I was Portuguese.
Oh well. Cheers to that.
I'm such a jackass. Speaking of jackass, let's do a little housekeeping, shall we, Dwayne? Where are they going to go to get this recipe? Do you remember? It's been a minute.
Nope.
They're going to go to designateddrinker.show. Where are they going to go, Chris?
Designateddrinker.show.
Exactly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure all the tips and tricks on how to make this cocktail, plus every other cocktail that's been on the show, which actually includes Dwayne and Chris's recipes. Then the other thing is we'll definitely have all the links to like how to get in touch with you, because you're also doing your catering, which we barely touched on, but like how to get to your catering, and then your professional, to hire you to cater, as well as all of your online classes too, like if they want to do an online class. We'll make sure we have all those links there for our guests.
Yes.
If I go to the designateddrinker.show, I can find links to all of Chris's catering and cool stuff that he's doing right now.
You can, and you know they are buying a new house, so I'll make sure I'll put the address up too.
Oh man, so yeah, that's like my wife's biggest fear right now is people finding out where we live. Yeah, I mean I get it, but it's in a gated community, so whatever. But she's just freaked out because when we first got on the show, some friggin' weirdo came over here and like took a picture of the front of our house and put it up on Twitter. Yeah, like why? Who cares? But at the end of the day, look. They're going to find out you can find anything if you want to pay and look hard enough. So what's the point? Don't worry about it. I got 3 big pit bulls, so come on over. I don't, but I might.
What happened to the 4th one?
Oh shit. Right. We went out of town and no, she wants a dog, but we can't agree on one.
We had this long talk the other day about
we did. Kind of and you know what? I have to thank you. I think we might be able to upgrade to a bigger dog now. Well, she really enjoyed your 3.
Yep. So just so Dwayne, Chris and Candace came over the other evening and we had dinner and they got to meet the puppies and the girls, my little labs are cute as they come. And
you cooked for Chris?
I did. It was actually quite
Dave and I cooked.
Well, you grilled.
I'm just kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke. Wow.
Actually, to be honest, it was a group effort, and it included whole food kebabs, pre-made kebabs. So, yeah.
The charcuterie was amazing, though.
It's always pretty, right? It's also because I'm an art director, so it's got to be pretty.
Yeah, little prosciutto roses.
I did do
cheeses. Yeah.
Did you have any sherry to drink with the prosciutto?
No, we had wine and he was just drinking bourbon, right, Chris?
Yeah, we kept it simple.
Yeah, we're simple people.
Dave and his IPAs, and it was standard issue for the night, I think. I think it was a very standard issue drinking. So we were just there to catch up.
Yes, I've known, or mustard, we've known Chris for quite a few years, and we met, imagine this, at a bar, and it was funny, is like Chris can nail our order. He probably, and Dave's pretty easy. He's like, Dave's always standing at the end of the bar with his IPA, not talking to anybody.
That's why I like him so much, because I'm the same guy.
You are the same grumpy old guy. You are.
It's not grumpy.
With a shot of bourbon.
Look, even Candace said this at the end of the night. She was like, oh my God. I had no idea Dave was so funny and talks. I was like, yeah. I mean, Dave talks all the time. He's like me. I mean, if I have something to say, I'm going to tell you. But like when we're out at a bar, it's like, that's what the ladies do. You guys talk and we're just like, yeah. See that the other night? Good story, bro. And it's it.
Grump.
Well, the reality is what we talk about, we can't, it's more like gestures like this.
Exactly. But we know. We're here. We see it. We know exactly what we're talking about. You guys got to give a million details and want to know that, well, there was this one patch of grass that was brown, but the rest of it was green. But we were walking on the street, so it really didn't matter. Like, nobody needs to know that shit. Why?
Oh, I can't wait for Candace to hear this. You're going to be in so much trouble.
Yeah, I stay there.
You have a permanent address there?
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's okay. I've given up at this point.
Consistency is key.
She knows what she signed up for.
Did she?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, actually, because we were friends for like 5 years. So, funny story. She told me, she's like, I already knew you were crazy when we started dating. Because, we had been friends for like 5 years before we started dating. I was like, what do you mean I was crazy? She's like, well, I remember I was in the office one time because we were at the same restaurant. She was the assistant sales and marketing director, and I was the AGM and beverage director. And one of the servers had pissed me off or something, and I come walking in the back, and I just kicked the kitchen door and like, fuck! And she was like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, we had known each other maybe a month, but whatever. I'm an emotional person, and I'm very passionate about my work in the hospitality industry, and this person just really made me angry.
What year was that?
2013, 14, something like that. It's like 7 years ago.
Edit it out. What restaurant were you at?
Ping Pong Dim Sum.
Ah.
Yeah. No longer there.
Connecticut or 7th Street?
So because I was the beverage director, I was at both, but my home location as AGM was DuPont Circle, Connecticut.
DuPont. All right.
Yeah, but I didn't see you at DuPont. I went down. I saw you in Chinatown. Was there?
He was everywhere.
That's what I say, 7th Street. Because
is that 7th? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 7th Street, Chinatown. Right. So yeah, like I said, I was back because I ran the bar for both of them. I was back and forth, but my main office, I did most of my shifts in DuPont. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask you, without Gina being here, we got to ask this. It's her closing.
I'm right here.
What do you know our closing question?
No.
Okay. So the closing question, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids today, let me see if I can channel my inner Gina. The kids today, they identify with a spirit animal. They could be an Arctic fox because they're quick and they like the cold, and when they don't move, you don't see them. Something like that, right? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm trying to channel Gina. So if I were to ask you, what is your spirit ingredient? What would it be? So it could be anything. It could be something you cook with. It could be something you pour with. It could be anything. What is your spirit ingredient?
Spirit ingredient?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris.
Are we talking? So I'm very confused. Like, I don't know. Should I go food or do I go beverage? Like, it's different every time.
You tell me, what is it today?
I'm making shrimp tacos. It's going to be cilantro. I mean, I love cilantro. I think it's one of my favorites. And I always make the joke, like, some people, I never knew there was an actual disease that cilantro tastes like soapy water to people.
It's not a disease.
So you have it.
I love cilantro almost as much as I love culantro.
Okay.
And I can identify with what people say is that soapy characteristic, but I don't find it offensive.
So, but I do get it because people either love or hate cilantro, Chris.
Right. It's so polarizing. There's nobody. It's like, it's whatever. Cilantro's like, no, I love cilantro, or it's the most disgusting thing I've ever tasted in my life. Like, so today that's what the spirit ingredient of the day is. There's a big fluffy bunch of cilantro in some water waiting for shrimp tacos later.
Yes.
But yeah.
I can see that.
That's the thing.
That fits you. That fits
Told
you.
It's
because either
stand
people
right
love you
back
or
up.
hate you. That totally makes sense.
See?
I got it.
They do.
I'm not just a pretty face.
Kind of
Louise, what is your spirit ingredient? I had to think about it. I know what I am.
Well,
what are you?
It depends on what you want to talk about. Like, I often say it's tequila because I love, agave. It's a little sweet. It can survive in some really tough, spaces. Like, it grows on the side of a rock. It's very rocky. There's no air. There's no water, and it still comes through. And she's a beautiful blue color. I don't know. Yeah, I often say agave because I happen to really like tequila. And, it burns a little sometimes.
I never knew that about you. That you were a tequila person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I never knew that.
I know, because you always say, let's have wine. Yeah.
As long as I've known you, it's been gin and Malbec.
Yeah.
Like always. You've never asked me to make you a tequila drink in life.
So typically what I do is I prefer to sip tequila. So when I go to Mexico and I'm sitting on the beach, I order Don Julio Reposado with 1 ice cube and a water back. And that's what I'll drink all day.
So I'm a big fan of rum. I love drinking rum. But the reason why I don't always order it when I go out is because a lot of places don't have a very good rum selection.
Exactly.
And I'll be honest, being a chef and being someone who's been behind the bar for multiple years, working with lots of great people, when I go out, I'm looking for the diviest, dingiest, dirtiest place to go ever in life, because I'm around that shit all day long. I just want to relax, right?
Yep.
So the places that I tend to frequent, I go out to nice places, but the places that I frequent in Old Town, whatever,
they're not going to have rum selection.
The rum selection is Bacardi, Captain Morgan, and Myers. I'm not drinking any of those ever at all in life. So I then go to a bourbon or something like that. But it's tough
so
to find.
We bring back really good tequilas every time we go to Mexico, and I drink them with people who know, who aren't looking to shoot anything. Because don't worry, I have a bottle that you can shoot. Absolutely, right until you can't.
The standard 1800.
Yeah. But, little Patron.
Shoot me.
Nobody drinks that shit. Patron.
Yeah. So I give them.
Everyone drinks it. And we got to give those two brands credit for why we actually have good tequila in the country right now.
Absolutely, and the fact that we both, their
big.
brand recognition is really funny. That we can call them up like that, and we have an opinion about them. But the truth is that they kind of paved the road, right?
They did.
Branding. Coming as a branding geek, it makes sense, right?
I'll be honest, I'm a Don Julio guy as well. I love it.
Yeah.
The Reposado and the Añejo.
Oh, did I tell you?
I keep the Añejo on stock in the house.
Did I tell you the other day? So, Dwayne, you might appreciate this. For Dave's birthday, we went down. We were just recently in Puerto Vallarta. Super safe. I'm just going to tell you, we can talk about this offline. What they're doing down there is far better than what we're doing up here in the United States about COVID. But anyway, their practices on a daily basis and every second you're there is far different than what we're doing here. Anyway, went to this beautiful restaurant right on the ocean on this cliff. It was like 45 minutes out of Puerto Vallarta. Stunning. Anyway, so close the night, Dave. As Chris will know, Dave's a big mezcal drinker, and he asked for mezcal. And honestly, even there, you're not getting like the higher end in a lot of the restaurants because the tourism doesn't really call for it. So we got a middle of the road mezcal. He enjoyed it, but it was a middle of the road. But I was like, okay, so I'll do to end the night. I'd like a really nice glass of tequila. Of course, now I have more selection, and they bring out the Don Julio 1942. But then they have this other bottle that I didn't know. And I was like, okay, so I know the 1942, and it had these talons. The other bottle was Don Julio Real, and it had these metal talons that came over the bottle, which obviously tells you this is a high ticket item because the metal it's like these silver talons, right? And so I was like, okay, so I know the 1942. What do you? And it's a good question to ask. What's the difference in price here? But it is so different than the U.S. Obviously, the 1942. When I had it here, we paid like $45. There, it was $20, and then the Real, which is a special reserve, was like $30. But it drank so beautifully, and then we can get it here in the U.S. in certain spots, but it's like $350 to $400 a bottle. So it's a very special bottle. But I will tell you, sipping that, watching the waves crash against it did not suck. I'm just gonna.
So I know what I'm asking for Christmas. Awesome. Yeah.
A shot of tequila?
The whole damn bottle.
Yeah.
Be
all
gone
right.
in a night, but
absolutely.
That's what it's for.
It is. All right, guys. I think it's time to wrap. Chris, thanks for coming again.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being our guest barkeep. And cheers to Gina, and can't wait to see you again.
Salud.
Dwayne, a pleasure. It was nice to meet you, sir.
Cheers to you guys.
The Designated Drinker Show is produced by Missing Link, a podcast media company dedicated to connecting people to intelligent, engaging, and informative content. Missing Link is a proud partner of Hearing Charities of America, a nonprofit organization that supports those who are deaf or hard of hearing. To learn more about HCOA or to find out about Missing Link's other podcasts, head over to missinglink.company. That's missinglink.company.